what we were the last couple weeks, but I know that we're up on Insta. Rob, you live over there on the hard one? He's thumbs up over there. So I want to first start off design presentation number 15. It's hard to believe that we've been doing this for 15 weeks already with Speed UTV. Basically, we have brought you inside the company, showing you how we're designing cars, how we're configuring cars. Obviously, we'll show you how we're testing cars. Like I said, we've been running UTVs for the last 15 years. So there's been a lot of stuff that we've either done with the UTV programs or with the trophy truck programs or the Dakar program that we have integrated into this car to make it the best car in the industry. There's a lot of things we have capped just plain and simply by patents, designs, patents, granted patents that will allow us to be a leader for the long time into the future in the category as well. We're going to fire right off into some questions. Try to ask, where can we get our vehicles serviced or repaired when it breaks? All right. Todd Romano took this. We have Speed dealers. It's on one where you're located. Obviously, will be pretty well handled around the California, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Oregon area with dealers. We've got dealers that have inquired. We have not launched our dealer platform yet to the general public. We're probably another 45 days from doing that. But we do have some dealers that we are in agreements with and that we've come to terms with, and it's very exciting, very promising. A lot of these dealers I've either worked with in the past when we had the Polaris relationship or the Arctic Cat Textron relationship. So there's a lot of guys know what we've done with those cars and how we've been involved with it for the last, call it the last decade at least. So there will be dealers approved by Speed. There will be service centers at these dealerships that will have parts. We're working on a part system that's very different than most things we've seen before. We've got some large automotive parts distribution conversations going on right now. Excited where we're at with those conversations and believe that once we have parts and our fish for the car done, that'll make the parts easier just for your basic parts. A lot of our sensors are automotive, either Bosch or Delphi sensors, stuff that's commonly used in the automotive industry. So the sensors, belts, CVs, axles, a lot of the filters, oil changes, stuff like that will be fairly standard. You can get it at a local auto parts store. We're not skating the dealer thing because the dealer service centers are the best in the business, and that's where a lot of people are comfortable working on their car. After warranty is over with the vehicle, the manufacturer warranty is 6 months. After the warranty of the vehicle is over, there'll be a lot of mobile videos you can watch yourself if you're a off-road automotive enthusiast, technician yourself. Probably got a set of Craftsman tools in the garage and have been working on motorbikes and off-road cars, or maybe you've got Mac tools like what we use here at our facility in your garage. So the videos and instruction manuals will be up when the cars are released, so we'll make sure those are up. We will have parts available simultaneously to parts being released. We'll make sure we have belts and your common parts, not that you're going to need a belt with a Speed UTV, but if you were, let's say you went to Glamis, you got yourself stuck somehow and power braked it and burned your belt trying to get out, we'll make sure that all the local aftermarket accessory stores that are on the Glamis properties have products, and we'll make sure you guys can run. Our goal is, one, do a good job on the first side that you don't need a lot of accessory parts, or I shouldn't say accessory parts, replacement parts. But then again, it's off-road. It's so different than what the normal vehicle would be for a normal passenger car. I mean, I'd say this car will run hundreds of thousands of miles at average speeds of 35, 45, 55 mile an hour around city streets. But what we're doing is taking this in the roughest, gnarliest terrain. I've seen what you guys do on UTV fails. I've seen you guys out in the mud. I've seen the sand, seen the rocks. I've been in a lot of those places myself, and I promise you there is no street car that can last for 5,000 miles in the dirt let alone 100,000 miles. So 6-month warranty is where we feel is the right place for this vehicle, and we've given you some awesome components right from the factory. I'm going to switch over here. We've been talking about this for a long time. I'm going to switch back over here to the side. This is the cab access. We have really focused on the body work. A lot of people saw the Speed UTV get debuted at Sand Sports in September. We had body line characteristics that really made us struggle with door opening. That was one of the first things we addressed, as well as I'll zoom in here. You can't see it very good here, but up under here, we've really adjusted the dash panel, as well as the access getting in the car. So there's no longer a crossbar here. It's got a double frame rail down low for strength and structure. And the rear doors open virtually 90 degrees. So a lot of access. You want to work on your car, you can climb in there. You can climb in and clean it, do whatever you want to do. Seats are going to be a little more difficult than the normal car. You'll basically pull a quick pin on your roller and you'll be able to pull your seats out, but it has multiple rollers that the seats slide on. It'll probably be the lightest seat assembly in the industry as well. I have picked up some of the Polaris seat assemblies and tried to clip those in cars, and I was amazed on how heavy they were, and then again how weak they were at the same time. Here's a side view here of access to the doors. So as you can see, lots of access into the front and rear seats. Pretty happy with what the guys have done there. From everybody that's worked on it, from the body guys to the engineers here in-house. You guys are killing it. Amaze me every day. There was a video, I guess, that went out on Tuesday night about Kawasaki having the best front suspension in the industry, and I'm just curious how somebody could even consider that. You know, I've been racing off-road and designing off-road cars for 3 decades, and I don't understand how a ball joint rear steer shock on the upper A-arm could even be close to what we have either on the XX or on the new Speed UTV. Honestly, there's nothing in the industry, and yes, we do have on patents on this technology, and we will protect them, and we feel that we have the best overall chassis design and suspension design in the UTV industry by a long shot. So it just amazes me. You know, there's a lot of marketing that goes on out there. A lot of guys are out selling all the time, and to hear that makes me just scratch my head. Next one, TCC asks, when will the final configurator be completed? What we've been doing is we've been working on the configurator for you guys. We were going to give you a few more options come this weekend. I know you guys are playing on the configurator now with your El Jefes. You're mixing around. Now remember, that is the first design of 3 so that you'll get to play with. We will continue to work on these. We'll continue to get them out to you. When will the final configurator be done? July 15th. I've talked to my guys. They're confident they're going to get it done. They said they will work mini graveyard shifts before July 15th, and I'm pretty confident that Rob's got a handle on this, and he's not going to let us down. So July 15th will be the day that you'll be your final configurator. We are going to show you a few more things tonight. That the configurator for the RG edition has been uploaded to the configurator, so there is another configurator now available. Please understand, on the RG, there's just not a lot of options. You get window nets, you get radio intercom, you get the carbon seats, you get the suede steering wheel, you get the roof, you get the, like I said, suede seats, you get seat belts, and you get the RG race graphic, or the graphics that we will run as Speed UTV. So it'll be kind of, I look at it as back in the day when you could get a Ricky Carmichael bike or a Jeremy McGrath bike. This is the same thing, and it'll be what all of our factory racers race with this year, and it'll be the color graphics. But I know everybody's, you know, maybe not too keen on the orange, or I shouldn't say the orange, the black. So the orange is a color you're going to have to get used to. That is Speed Orange, and that is the color of energy if you look up the definition of what does orange mean. So with that said, orange will stay. You'll be able to play between a white and an orange and a black and an orange. And I heard people were questioning, hey, you know, maybe I need another choice. Well, we've run this before a few times, so I thought I'm just going to jump ahead here. And, oh, there we go, all the way to the UTT Factory Colors. So this is going to be the 3 choices of the RG edition. These are blue carbon, white carbon, and black carbon on orange, with orange chassis, orange suspension, orange springs, orange shocks, orange stitching in your suede seats, very Lamborghini, Ferrari style. And then here is your 3 options of your RG, and I'll zoom in on them, kind of just go to the one side. There's the orange, black carbon, orange speed UTV, orange roll cage, window nets, roof, seat belts, radio intercom, shocks, suspension. This is a color that we've used a lot in the past, where we do the white carbon and the orange. This will be the color of Max's race cars. It'll be white carbon orange with orange roll cage, orange suspension, orange springs, orange stitching in your suede seats, window nets, radio intercom. So with the RG, oh, and you get the new RG flat face 2-piece wheel, which is another new patented product that we have brought to you guys, which gives us the best kingpin inclination in the industry. It also gives you the lightest beadlock wheel in the industry, which when you're comparing weight does matter. When lighter is faster. You've heard the Pontiac back in the day, wider is better. Lighter is better too when it comes to acceleration and braking, and especially with unsprung weight. So I've jumped into the RGs. I wanted to see that. Oh, and here is a new one. I've had a request. A lot of people said, well, what about when you used to run the Menard car and you had the orange and blue? Would you do that again? And there you go. We have given you an additional color now. This is the blue carbon. It was one of my favorite cars. We built 2 of these Speed XX edition cars before, and I was unfortunately never able to keep my hands on one. They flew off the shelf right away, and they're out to general public use. So that's been one of my favorites. So back again, 3 design choices with the RG. I hope this makes you guys happier, gives you a better color options that you may have thought you were going to get. They're very basic graphics. Please understand, for us, we have to be basic because we have other sponsors that have to go on the car as well. We need to have spaces for those. I know a lot of you guys like the splash that we did with the 4-seater, but this is this, and here is the RG UTT. This will be the ultimate race car in the UTV category. 25 inches of wheel travel, 300 horsepower, 3-speed sequential, beadlock wheels. This is going to be a fun car, and it's going to be even better when we come to next summer and we have air conditioning in this. But this gives us a ton of room back behind the seats, 110-inch wheelbase, which is going to be optimum for a lot of racetracks that we race on. But this isn't just a race car. It's a work vehicle also. Remember, with the UTT, you get a longer bed. When you fold down the bed, you get a lot more room. I'm going to show you into the bed because Can-Am released their new 2021 models, and I got to be honest, I wasn't that impressed. It's pretty similar to the same stuff they have now. They have some radio options for $4,000 that go into the headliner. No more power, no better suspension. Oh, they do have their shocks. Sorry, let me move into that. It was going to be my next conversation, so I'll kind of head down into that area, jumping around throughout the platform tonight. All right, so there is the new Can-Am, and I wanted to show something. They have the new Can-Am Smart Shock. Let me tell you, with the geometry suspension they have, they're going to need a magic shock to make this thing go. If you look in this picture right here, at full droop, we have positive camber, who knows how much toe in, and just doesn't look right. I don't think any smart shocks can fix a fundamental geometry issue, to be honest. It's not there. I know they're winning races. I know race teams are doing a good job. They're making them heavy. They're making them robust. They're adding gussets all over these cars. But we're talking a production vehicle right from the factory. They're going to need more than a smart shock. Wanted to just size up what our car looks like next to that. And, oh, maybe shut everything off. Yep, I stepped on that. Sorry, guys. Give me just a minute. Did we lose everything? All right, did you guys lose everything there too, or just here? I think the camera's still on. All right. As you can see, we're on the TCL. I stepped back, I started dancing around here a little bit, and I stepped on the power switch and shut everything off. Sorry about that, guys.
It should be on the Apple TV, right?
Apple TV.
So, let's do.
Boom. All right, we're back up. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go back to where I was. We were talking about the new Can-Am. They got some awesome athletes. I'm a fan of Travis Pastrana, Haley Deegan, Brian Deegan, Ken Block. Obviously, you guys are all very, very capable of what you guys do. I don't want to forget Casey Curry there too, but smart shocks, gonna need some smart suspension geometry. There's what a Speed UTV looks like next to it. I was heading over here to show you. Our suspension at full geometry does not go positive. We go a bit negative. What that allows us to do is allows us to keep the track change in a similar path. There's not many UTVs in the industry that will have track change in the front like we do. I think our front track change is about 3 inches. I believe the best competition is somewhere around 7 inches in the front, 11 inches in the rear on a Can-Am, Polaris, Kawasaki. Our rear, no track change, straight up and down. We've been able to make our dual plunging axles work, and it really gives you a nice ride and keeps the car comfortable. The faster you go, the more stable the car is going to need to be. Okay, this guy was asking about the AZMTB7, said, would like to see the graphics of the RG. I do want to zoom in. Maybe you guys can see, but you can see the black carbon wrap. It gives you a little better detail here. Engineers put this together. The configurator, it's there. You got to really zoom in. Also depends on what kind of pixel you have with your phone, TV, if you can get in there and see it. But that gives you a better idea what that carbon is. And I did jump ahead and show him the black, the blue carbon, the white carbon, and what that is. So when it changes, this black carbon here, as you can see, that would change to a blue carbon. Blue would be where the black is. And then it goes to a white carbon as well as we flick to all 3 designs. So that is white carbon throughout here. And then it goes blue carbon on this one. And then black carbon on this one here. So most likely I'll be sporting the black one. Max will be sporting the white one. And we're going to put some hot rod race car driver in that blue one. So stay tuned on that. We have Speed UTV Configurator competition going on right now. So if you go to your Speed Configurator, create your wrap, post it on Instagram, hashtag MySpeedUTVWrap. Entries will be posted into Speed UTV Instagram, and we will select a winner based on a poll, and the winner will receive one of our Speed RC cars. So you give us your cool looking Speed El Jefe wrap. We will let everybody on the Speed UTV Instagram vote on it. And the winner, I'm going to send you out not only one, because one is no fun. I'm going to send you 2 of the Speed RC cars. There you go, little zoom in. So best design voted by your peers on Speed Instagram is going to win 2 Speed RC cars. We will ship them to you, and we'll keep you posted on who the winner is. This will be posted as soon as you guys start getting your wraps into us. We'll figure out the contest invitees based on first come, first serve till we get to an overwhelming amount. And then obviously we're going to have to start it, and we'll start the poll. And by next week, I'll tell you who won the best configurator design. So thanks for that. I know people want to get into more technical stuff. Love the Diablo. The El Diablo is just such a cool looking car. 110-inch wheelbase, 77 inches wide, 225 horsepower, stock, 25 inches of wheel travel. Got some cool things to show you from there. We've showed you this. All right, now we're going to move back into Can-Am, and we're going to talk about their 2021 models. They did have their configurator. It's decent. It's pretty cool to play with. They definitely set us some goals. I designed some $50,000 cars last night on their configurator that I don't think it'll make it one lap at the UTV World Championship with that configuration, without chassis gussets, bump steer fixers, extra power steering systems, who knows what else, shocks and springs and ride height, wheels and tires. Our car, pretty much a race car right from the get-go. Roll cage, our cage is race legal right from the get-go. But I thought this one was probably cute. And I'm going to go over here because I told you I'm a fan of Hailie Deegan. So I thought it was cool they used our athletes, but they probably used the wrong athlete here. I noticed something, and this up here, I'm going to zoom out of it a little bit. It's hard to see. This up here by the helmet on the roof is the spare tire. Just curious what engineer thinks of this stuff. Hailie Deegan is 5'6" tall. We did a little research on her. So she's 5'6", hell of a race car driver. Obviously her dad was awesome in an off-road truck as well as on a dirt bike. But I'm sure she's a strong girl. But that is a 58-pound tire and wheel at 32 inches mounted on the roof. So the Can-Am tire rack right here. This is the rack that Hailie had her spare tire mounted on. That rack costs you $525 on the Can-Am configurator. So for this steering rack, or this spare tire rack, sorry, has a $525 cost. One thing I want to tell you guys, there's a lot of things you're missing with the Speed UTV. Maybe you're just not understanding. Maybe we weren't clear enough when we explained it. But the spare tire on the Speed UTV is 23 inches lower. That means it has 23-inch lower center of gravity of let's say 78 pounds with the tire rack and the spare tire and the studs and lug nuts and straps and all the stuff that you have to put that on. I don't know anybody in motorsports, competitive motorsports, that would put a spare tire up on the roof. I just think it's crazy. And I know it's just out there cruising, but the biggest problem is when they were designing the car, they forgot to give you room to be able to put a spare tire, put luggage, put stuff down and low. And that's why when we designed the Speed UTV this year, I'm like, shine it. I'm just going to make a truck. We're going to do something different than everybody else in the industry. We're going to make a high-performance utility vehicle. And so now I want to show you some configurable options in the modular bed storage. So we are working on the first piece will be this large cooler that will clip in the bed. It's 35 inches long, 9 inches tall. How wide are we? Probably 10 inches in this area, 15 inches in this area of width. I'll get you cubic inches measured up, or cubic feet, because there's probably some cubic feet in this thing. But I'll definitely get you the inches, and we'll get that posted up for you. But this is one design. Yes, we will put 3 mounting nuts in the bed. So you can mount the tire in the middle, which I'll go into a different thing here. I'm going to switch to the next page. So we will give you the one where you can mount the spare tire in the middle. Remember, this is a 32-inch tall tire right here. The bed is made, it's a 32.2 tire. The bed is made for a 35-inch tall tire, if you choose to put that in there. And we gave you enough room on these side compartments, but I believe they are 6 inches wide by 35 inches long. These will be dry storage, could be coolers, could be multiple choices. And this is another different configuration where we have 4 of these 6 by 35 by 9 boxes, which will throw some divider slots in here for you so you can pack a bunch of stuff in there. And yes, you can be below the top of the bed. You don't have to put your spare tire up on the roof. So here is some different configurations. I think this is very interesting. Graphics, Haley, standing on our tippy toes to reach the spare tire. I don't know. I can tell you with Speed UTV, we're going to work on performance at all times, but we're going to give you plenty of storage for accessories. We're going to keep your center of gravity low. Remember, lower center of gravity, harder to roll over. You guys like to take these in very challenging terrains, off camber. The lower the center of gravity, the better the car is going to handle. So our spare tire will be the lowest in the industry by the factory. We'll give you the most room in the bed. You don't have to carry a spare tire if you don't want to. You got a 35 by 48 inch wide bed on your El Jefe. On the El Diablo, you have a 48 by 48 or 48 by 50 inch long bed in the back of it for basically hauling a sheet of plywood, working in the farm. Or if you're going to go racing like me, you'll shift the spare tire to the back and you'll probably have it hang outside the bed like a California pre-runner here, which will give us some room for storage up in front. Probably almost fit 2 spare tires on the UTT, the way we're going to have that design. But I want to give you some storage options, let you know that we are working in that direction. We're working on all the models. We will have accessories for you when the car launches, and we'll have accessories built into the configurator so you can start picking your accessories, what you want the car to come with, and do you want a cooler, do you want dry storage, do you want some long boxes you can put components and parts and belts and axles and whatever you may want to carry with you on your long adventures. But my goal still is to make the most durable car in the industry that you can just go out there and rock all day long and have a lot of fun. Last week we mentioned that Freedom Road Financial has signed on as one of our finance partners for you guys. So all of you that have a pre-order in, go on over to Freedom Road if you're looking at financing. Check that out. Great group of guys and girls over there. Really excited about them taking Speed UTV on to their platform, so thank you for that. And owner's account, Speed UTV. If you have not been in there, please go in there and start creating your account. Did I kick that off again? Nope, almost did. Check out your account. Keep track of your pre-orders, your upgrades, your accessories. July 15th. July 15th will be the day that you can go in and start pre-ordering your car. Now, one thing I want to say is July 15th is the guys and girls that ordered their cars September, October of 19. September, October, November. Basically, we're looking for you guys. We're looking from car number 0 to car number 200. We're going to flush you guys through first. What I mean by that is help you get through the process, try to make it as easy as possible, because that way by the time we get to pre-order number 1500 where we're at today, we'll have the process a lot more seamless. And here on the 15th, anybody that orders on the 15th, you'll basically just be linked right into that system. It doesn't mean you're going to jump the guys that have a master order of 600 or 700, because you'll still be number 1500 or 1600. Depends on when you go to order your vehicle. Now, this is direct to consumer numbers I'm talking about. I'm not talking about dealer numbers as well. So we have sold many more cars than that. It's been very exciting. COVID has been good for us because it's really allowed us to focus on the Speed UTV. It's been horrible for our racing programs, but thank God that we did have the Speed UTV program in process, and we've been able to shift our progress over there. All the SST trucks sitting here behind me or next to me, they're ready to go racing. Maybe Road America, August 8th might be our next event. we're looking forward to that. We're looking to get back out there and racing, and I am being told that Road America will have fans, which is really impressive. We're going to move over to live call-ins. I'll continue to talk throughout this presentation. I know I jumped around a little bit tonight. 704-949-1255 is our call-in number. I will watch for call-ins. We'll get into our normal 15 minutes of call-ins, and I'll continue to dance through the rest of this presentation with you guys. Maybe ask some questions. We got any questions out there? Casey, you around, or is he around? Okay, he's answering questions out back. Anything I can answer?
The bed storage is amazing. Please have foam insert option for the dry storage for axles, belts, and hopefully the speed toolkit can be bolted in as well.
Yep, thank you for that. I got caller number 1. I'll get back to the bed as well. Hang on a second. Maybe somebody else can start grabbing some calls and putting them on Park 1. Hey, Matthew, you're on with Robbie Gordon tonight. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Robbie, how's it going?
Doing good, thanks.
I got a question. Todd mentioned something about a warranty with the speed key. Can you elaborate on that?
Yep, Todd is working on that program with our warranty provider. We will get you guys answers on that, but we're working on with them. We're trying to get them to cover warranty with the speed key. Right now, we have 6 months of warranty. You can plug your speed key in at any time after your warranty. Once you plug your speed key in right now, you would void your warranty. But that is something that Todd is working hard on. It's something that he wants to have in place. Obviously, there's going to be other forms you're going to have to sign away with the responsibility of being able to handle a vehicle with that kind of horsepower in the dirt. But yeah, we're working on that. And thanks for calling in tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's caller number 1. Matthew, thanks for calling in. That was about the speed key. Now, Todd's probably texting over here to Casey and say, what's he talking about? Well, it's something that we're working on. This is a work in progress. Remember, nobody in the UTV industry has given you 225 horsepower, let alone 300 horsepower. New Can-Am popped up at 195 horsepower. Go ahead, Daniel.
Can you open the rear doors independently from the front, or does the front need to open first like a pickup truck?
Okay, excellent. Hang on one second. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight? Oh, lost him. Sorry, guys. Call back. Question was, can the doors open independently, or do they need to open up together? Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. Hang on one second. I'm just in the middle of answering the question, all right?
All right.
Yeah, so the question was, can you open the doors independently? Yes, you can open the doors independently. I will pop back over to that picture real quick. Give me just a second. I danced around a little too much tonight and didn't go through in format order. But as you can see, there's the door. Let me go into the side right here. Oh, you really can't see it from this photo, but there will be a bit of a door jamb right down the center of this bar right here. And these doors will open independently. So you can open the back door, the front door. You can choose whatever one you want to open. We have the doors opening a lot more than what we had before. Rear door opens 90 degrees. Front door swings out very far. Remember, guys and girls, you're going to get in your trailer. You won't be able to open it that much. But you'll be able to open it up and be able to slide out and close the door behind you. I've done it inside my motorhome trailer before. So it is possible to have something like that happen. So hopefully that answers that question. Caller, Robbie Gordon, how you doing?
Hey, Robbie, how you doing? This is Gage calling out of Arizona.
Hey, Gage, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. I currently have a 2018 Polaris General 4-seater, and previous to that, 5 years ago, I had a Razor 4800 Year Edition, the Robbie Gordon Edition, and those bikes have been pretty awesome for me. I was really that they came out. And I was just curious because I've seen that you talked about you're coming out with an AC1 this coming year, and I was just curious, do you guys have any plans on putting like any type of like dyno mat or anything like that to keep some of the heat down and the noise down? Being here in Arizona, it's like 110, 115, and it's just really hot. It feels like a blow dryer hitting you, and plus with all the heat coming off of the radiator coming through the little holes with where you can settle and steering rack and your shifter. It's like you're like in a little oven.
Yeah. Well, let me try to answer. You asked a couple questions there, and I appreciate it. And obviously, yeah, the Polaris 800s that we originally had and the General are both nice vehicles. So you know, they are what they are. I think the General would be, you know, the Speed UTV would be just maybe 2 or 3 steps up from the General as far as style and normal details with regards to a closed cab. But one thing we did with our non-air conditioned vehicle is we slid the radiators to the back. So that heat you're talking about coming through on the non-air conditioned vehicles, that radiator has been shifted to the rear of the vehicle. So that heat is out the back and it's exiting above the bed. And no, it does not go on top of the motor. It exits up over the bed. So I can zoom in right here. You can see the radiator exit right here. And it shoots the air upward, which there's about 50 miles an hour. There's a low pressure that creates an upward vacuum there, which helps us for cooling as well. So we got 2 things going on. Now our air-conditioned vehicle, it will have a radiator in the front, but the front will be sealed. At Speed, you can go on to some of our accessories we have, and we have like a foam kit that we put in the cars, and it does insulate them a lot more on the current double X's, as well as we've got some sealing packages to help those seal up a little bit more. But you know, I think the air-conditioned car is going to be a way of the future. We will have that by our 2021 and a half model will come out with air conditioning, and we're very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what your guys are going to look like, because like with the General, I mean, I like it, but like it comes with half doors from what you pay for, and then the other, I have the upper canvas doors, and I don't know, I don't think they're that great. And then, you know, if you want glass windows, you got to take off your stock doors, and you got to pay $5,000 more to get, you know, doors with glass that don't match the rest of your bike, and
yeah,
all they do is pop out. They don't roll down, and they don't have locks. You can't even lock your side by side. So I hope those are things you guys consider when you guys make your AC one, that you can lock your doors and that you can roll down your windows. Because I don't know, I think Polaris is asking a lot, $5,000 for doors when you buy the machine with half doors, and you got to take those off and put a fully complete door on.
Yeah, no, our cars come with, you know, our standard car comes with full doors as our base models. Even our base model comes with full doors. We will have glass windshields in the front with safety glass built into them. We will have glass windows on the side that will roll down. It will lock. We'll have air conditioning. So plan on something completely new to the industry with our air conditioned model. Thank you for calling tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys are doing. Thank you.
Have a good night. Hey, caller, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight? Hello. Hey, caller, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Good, Robbie. Hey, this is John Wood, car number 34.
Oh, early one. How are you, John?
Good, man. Big believer. Hey, question for you. You know, the Yamaha motor from the YXV to the double X has been phenomenal. The aftermarket builds with that motor have been able to get up into the 4, 5, 550 horsepower with that motor. Do you guys see potential with your motor of getting up there that high?
Yeah, hey, the Yamaha is a good engine. Obviously, you know, we make a bunch of aftermarket accessories for that motor. You know, they do have some water pump issues. They do have a few other issues that we've had to make some components to make them reliable. But yes, they can make big power, like you see the boys over at Packard doing. But I work very close with Greg Biffle and the guys over at Pace, and you know, they're north of 700 horsepower with a very similar package to what we have. So if you're into drag racing and not long endurance stuff, you know, between Hypersports and Pace, the guys that we're working with, and then Don Lacido and those boys over here in Charlotte, I feel like we've got a good group of supporters that are working with us. And I would say horsepower will not be our problem.
That's awesome. Good to hear. Great for potential.
Thank you very much. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Thank you, Robbie.
Hey, caller, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Robbie, this is Mike. I got the El Jefe enclosed model.
and I'm wondering if there's going to be any cargo lighting on like the rear or like a reverse light or anything like that. I've got every Can-Am, Polaris, General, Razor, all of them, and there's never a good place to put a rear cargo light for like backing up in a trailer.
Yeah, well, the rear tail lights do have backup lights even on our base models. So even the rear tail lights have a white section that light up some LEDs. They are LEDs, right? Yep, shaking their head, LEDs. So it does have backup lights. It does have hazard lights. I believe we've taken the lighting industry in the UTV game to the next level as a production unit. So a lot of things you're asking for now. A cargo light, that's something that we could fit in very easy into our speed roof. We'll make sure that we get that as an accessory option for you guys. That's one new that would light up the bed, and I like it. Good idea.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Yep, bye.
Bye. Hey, caller, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling into Speed.
Hey, my question is about four-wheel drive drivetrain vibration. Anything to address that?
Well, we got a couple things. I think the biggest thing is we have 2 down the center bearings. 2 carriers, right? So one thing we have on the Speed UTV is 2 carrier bearings down the center of the drive shaft. So that is one thing that we'll do to help it. And the other thing is I think our gears are going to be a little more precision than what the UTV industry's used to. You know, we've got Albans. You there still?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Albans who worked with us on the drivetrain. You know, Keith Ayers has worked with us. You know, Ron from Weddell. I believe that we have some of the best guys in the industry. Sean and Ron. I said Ron, but Sean as well over at Weddell. These guys have all looked at inside our gearboxes. They've looked at our front diffs. They know what we're doing, and we're all very confident in the components that we're building.
Okay, I thought the biggest problem with Polaris was always the drive line, the way that the connections were, or being in sync or something. I really don't know.
Yeah, we have splines on the front. So we have a beveled spline on the front at the front differential, and we have a beveled spline coming off at the rear differential, and we've got some splines down the middle. So we don't have any U-joints in our driveline. So there's no U-joints in the Speed UTV driveline.
Oh, okay. Well, that will get rid of that.
Yep, and by having long torsion bars down through there, we'll have a little bit of flex that allow it to be a little easier as you're on and off the gas throughout the hoops with different wheel speeds as it hits bumps. You know, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but you know, we played a game just with the RC car, and if we roll this RC car over half a size bump of its tire, the tire speed has to gain 20% as it rolls over a bump. So as it's going up and down hoops, the tires have to gain and lose speed to be able to stay in sync. And that's one of the reasons we put the torque limiters in there as well for those large shock loads.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thanks for answering the question.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon tonight. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Robbie? What's going on?
Not much. How you doing tonight? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Phoenix, Arizona here.
Excellent. How hot is it out there?
Hey, good. It's nice and hot. Question for you. I hear you're going to be doing most of your testing in the Arizona area. I'm guessing probably like Havasu.
Yeah, I've got a little test track out there that we used when we had the Dakar Hummer program, which is some of the gnarliest terrain. It's out into the woods a little bit, but it's got some camel grass and it's got some sand and silt. It's probably the hardest thing that could be on a belt and drivetrain. So we're going to spend a bunch of our time out there here at the mid of summer, right in the middle of the heat.
My question is there going to be a possibility to physically come out and maybe see this when you guys come out to do testing is there any way that we would be able to know a time and a frame to physically come out and physically see this thing and check it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna say let us get through July and August, and come September, we'll give you guys a time and a place where we're out testing, and we'll let you come check out what we're doing.
Yeah, I would love to physically see it in person. So if that could happen, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely consider it. Plan on sometime mid-September, early October, before vehicle launch, where you guys can come out and you can view what we're doing. Obviously, a lot of people are going to get to see these things at the UTV Nationals in Lake Havasu.
Okay, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, caller, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Hey, Robbie, doing real good. This is Lee Snare Johnson. Looking to get the UTV. Want to know if I get the first version, if it's going to be upgradable for the AC when it becomes available, so we can run the helmet air.
Yeah, so the question is, helmet air is no problem. You know, all of our cars, a lot of people probably missed it, but in the very front, between the two headlights, there's some brake ducts. Well, those brake ducts, those turn into the ducts that come out into the dash. So we have pressurized air, clean air coming through the front with a small filter that will be an accessory that you'll be able to add onto your Speed UTV if you decide to put a windshield in it. Now, the fully closed cab, I don't see these cars being the same cars that you'll be able to interchange easily. Yes, you'll be able to buy the components. Yes, you could adapt it. But I'm going to say you're probably going to be at double the cost of what it will be as a production vehicle. It's going to take a different door. It's going to take a different front window frame. It's going to take a sealed cab and roof with B-pillars and C-posts and rear windows. You're probably better off waiting for the air conditioning unit come June of 2021, or get an early one, use it until June, sell that one, and move and upgrade into an air conditioned model.
Copy that. Thanks a lot, Robbie.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, caller, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Hey, good, Robbie. I got a question for you. Earlier, you were talking about the radiator exhaust shroud in the bed.
Yes.
Where are you pulling the airflow through? Is it coming from underneath the car? Are you going to do something through the front grille and through the center cowling and
No.
pulling air up that way? Or where are you pulling fresh air from?
We're pulling fresh air through the cowl, all right? But at the same time, our radiator is bigger than anything that any other manufacturer has. And we've got another fan. So we have 3 10-inch fans to pull the air through as well. But there's also, I was talking about, there's a low pressure area. Most buggies that have a radiator in the back, they're always trying to fight themselves because the radiator is facing downward. Our radiators are actually flipped upward. You probably, if you go back and look through some of our presentations, we'll pull air through the cab, through the center console, and up into that radiator.
Okay, well, that's good to know. That's what I was trying to figure out, where the airflow is coming from. And I didn't know if you were pulling it from like behind the seats or exactly how it was getting there. But
top of the.
I kind of assumed it must be coming from the front grille and then through the cowling. That made the most sense.
Yep, there's some brake ducts in there, so we've got to build a bit of a pressurized system built up. At the same time, we feel that statically, if you look at a stadium super truck, we were able to run 600 horsepower inside of a stadium with very low airspeed. Call average airspeed at 25 miles an hour, which is virtually nothing. We were able to get away with enough fans. So with our relationships with Ron Davis and a bunch of guys throughout the years in the cooling industry, we have learned how to be efficient with virtually no airspeed, and that's what we've got going on. So we've got an oversized radiator with oversized fan system that will be on multiple relays to flick all 3 fans on. And we're pretty confident that we will be able to, for sure, without a windshield, be able to make this thing cool. And with a windshield, we're very confident as well.
Excellent. And then one other quick question. Any chance you're going to be doing a second auxiliary tank under the other passenger seat to increase the fuel capacity to possibly 25 gallons?
Yes, it would be closer to 30 gallons when it's done. And we will put an additional accessory. It will be an aftermarket accessory. It'll be almost a mirrored tank to the other side. Unfortunately, it can't protrude backwards because that's where the air filter is on the other side. So we're going to not be able to have that little box there at the back where we fill it, but it will also have a transfer pump, and we're working on having a pump for that so that if you go riding with your buddies that drive a Polaris or Can-Am, you can give them a little bit of fuel to keep them running too.
Excellent. Will that be available come production, or is that later at a later date?
I would say first of 2021, first month of 2021, we will have that accessory available that would be easy for you guys to install yourselves as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Last call of the night, Robbie Gordon, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling in.
I was just calling. I have a question on the enclosed vehicle. Is that going to be completely sealed?
Yes, it will be. It'll be completely sealed. It'll be pressurized, and it'll be like a normal passenger car. It'll be something very, very good, very strong, and robust, as well as glass windshield.
Okay, cool. And do you know about how soon can we pre-order that, or is there maybe like an option where we can pre-order one now and then?
You can pre-order one now and you get yourself on the list. And once you get your pre-order going, if you we'll connect with you, obviously. And then if you respond back to us, that's what you want. So once you do your pre-order, you'll get a confirmation email. That'll give you the email address to communicate with us. And if you respond back to us, hey, I got my order, but I really want the air conditioning. We've already taken a few pre-orders. I believe we're probably around the 15 or 20 pre-orders, but I want to be very clear. This is a June of 2021 vehicle that we're talking about. But they will come first served, just like the Speed UTV. And if you look right now and you ordered one, you're probably not getting a car till January, even though we're going to launch them in late November.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I just want to get one for the family.
Yep. All right, excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Until next year.
Thanks for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks, have a good one.
All right, I lied. One more call. How you doing?
Hi, this is Steve from Tucson, Arizona.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Car number, good. Car number 1114. It's build number 210, UTT.
Excellent. How you doing? You're an early number also.
I'm fantastic. So I've got a quick question for you, just to elaborate on. We will race your car in BITD and a few other places, and my co-driver is 5'5", and I'm 6 foot, and we can move the seats around, whatever needs to be, but the push-to-talk on the dash is going to be an issue, probably more for her than I am. And I wanted to address whether the push-to-talk was going to be on the dash for sure, and whether or not our helmet fresh air kits are going to be plugged into the dash, which could probably make a...
There'll be you could get a jumper wire to run it down the console and up to the seatbelt. Push-to-talk will be on the dash. That is our easiest way for installation. We have one races with the push-to-talk on the dash. Max is 4'8". He reaches up there no problem and pushes the push-to-talk. And I'm going to tell you, you can hold your hand on the steering wheel and hit it with your pinky. It's that close. But it really makes the cabling system a lot easier. It also makes it a lot easier if you decide to put a quick disconnect on the steering wheel. You can now, boom, take your steering wheel off. Another state of security where you don't have a steering wheel, somebody would try to steal your car.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's what I was concerned about, because, in all the trophy trucks and the 10 cars and everybody else, the dashes are much closer than what the Razors are and, all the other side-by-sides in the industry. And I thought pretty sure that your dash is going to be further back where it should be proper, in my opinion, to reach controls.
Yeah, no, that's the whole idea. Basically, you should be able to reach all the controls with your elbow bent, not having to loosen up your seatbelt to reach up to the dash. So we have brought the dash back closer to you. The steering wheel is a little more protected for your hands of rocks and wind and air, cold in the weather and the rain. It's got a deflector over it. It's got a large 10-inch screen in front of it. And like I said, I think with you could probably hold your hand on the steering wheel, reach over with your pinky and click the push-to-talk. The push-to-talk is literally right next to the grab handle for the passenger, just right up above it. It's easy to push and talk.
Awesome news. So another question is, we run, the fish finder, and we also run lead nav, and we're wondering if your I guess accessory panel
on her side or the CoDog side is going to be able to download lead nav into it like an iPad.
Yep, you would be able to screen mirror from your phone to lead nav onto our 10-inch flat screens. So you would be able to screen mirror there. And then above that, I can walk you over with my, if you're on Instagram, I can show you what we do on our race cars. We have a clamp here that allows, it hangs off the A post right there, aluminum clamp, swings down.
Get our GPS puck, the 160 GPS puck to run with these systems?
Nope, that puck actually mounts right there in front of the GPS. So if you ran a GPS and then you ran your lead nav down below it, they would both be able to be accessible and at the same time has a place to mount your puck with basically a clamp-on mount, something you don't have to weld a bracket on your chassis. Real simple, just clamps on. The day you don't want to run the GPS and you want to go out trail riding instead, just unbolt it. You got a lot of room, you can see a lot better. But the GPS will work as a wind deflector and a rock protector as well for the passenger.
Awesome news. So the last and final question, I'll let you go. And I appreciate you spending the time to take this one more question, is I had asked a question about the turbocharger and whether it was oil-cooled or water-cooled or both. And I know that you addressed the fact that the intercooler was water-cooled, which is great. It makes it a compact design, awesome. But they do make some turbochargers, the turbocharger itself, either oil-cooled or oil-cooled and water-cooled. And I was just curious in our car is going to be.
E. I don't know. When I didn't know the answer when I was a kid, I just would click that button that said E, all of the above. So with this, why don't we just give you E? You have a cooling system on your oil. It is oil-cooled. It is water-cooled. It has a separate radiator for your air cooling, so it really has 3 sources of fluids running through the turbocharger. Now remember, the air one is another, what's the right word, like a radiator that has cool water running across the air, which is separate from the radiator water. So there's a separate radiator in front of the radiator as well. So this system, you know, I've paid attention to a lot of hot rod race cars out there, and right from the factory you get a radiator that cools your water, you get a radiator that cools your air, you have a radiator that cools your water cooler on your turbo, and you have an oil-cooled turbo as well. So you have E, all of the above of everything. Should we charge you more for it? I think we should charge you more. I looked at Can-Am's prices. I think we're selling these things too cheap.
I think that they are going to run scared, and we're so looking forward to whipping their asses.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for believing in us. You know, I did, like I said, the 2021 models have come out, and it's been good.
Thank you. Have a great night. I appreciate your time.
All right, cool. Thank you. And I got an update on the speed key. Stick with us on your live feed. I'm going to go ahead and answer a question here. Thank you for calling in. All right, so I got some clarification on the speed key. The speed key is voided when used. You get pre-orders, you get your speed key. If you don't pre-order before December or November 29th of this year, you are going to pay a high price for a speed key. So one of the other advantages of pre-ordering early is you get a speed key. But if you use this speed key, you do void your warranty. You do not void it when purchased. You void it when you plug it in the car, and we're going to know when you plug it in the car. So thanks for calling in tonight. Another great night, episode number 15. Looking forward to competing with those new Can-Ams, Polarises. I know they got a new vehicle coming, but their vehicle, from what I understand, is going to be out of the 1,000cc category, but we're still going to make more power than they do, even though they're more CCs than what we are as a base model. So more suspension, better handling car, and more power than their new car they're going to launch. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Look forward to next week.